so I can have their faces out just in case.
Yep. Winners first.
There you go, Penn State. Ooh, that was a close one.
Is it the final?
Yeah.
So they could be any second now, guys. The game is just concluded. We will be starting here as soon as we get some participants. Thank you. This is press conference. Number 1, the Big Ten tournament. Penn State versus University of Minnesota. Penn State victorious 72-67. Penn State will be first.
Oh. Should see an empty presser.
Really?
Yeah. Let me see the same.
You guys good? Fantastic. Rolling. You're about to go to a couple players in here, yes?
We will. All right. Thank you very much. Oh, do you know Brad my line?
No, you haven't.
95. Got it. Thanks, buddy. Bye-bye.
Don't fall down. Dave, who's the operator? That's me. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm Pete Gorton. Hi, Pete. Pleasure. We finally shoot each other. Daniel? Okay. Yeah, let's figure. I'm trying to figure out who we're bringing. Yeah, let me know. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, this is right here. I've got 95. And we just started rolling for women's basketball. Women's basketball.
Yeah, well, I'm just waiting for
Just let me know if you see.
Oh, sorry, I'm standing in the doorway. When you burst through those doors there, everybody looks at you, just so you know.
Okay, and then you can just start a roll for like an hour or something. All right, thank you. Where they come up? You want any Penn State stuff? I'll roll on it anyway. I know, but they'll say one thing, you know, if I don't roll on it, they'll say something that I don't agree. It's like part of me, I was like, well, if Gophers win, I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
That's the only reason I wanted to.
I know, but then I'm like, overtime.
Now I gotta find something tomorrow. And then Antarctica.
Tomorrow's the,
My days run together.
are we sure? Is today Wednesday?
No, today.
Yeah, today is
today's
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yeah. So tomorrow's my Friday. Yeah. Yeah, I get off early.
The defeated team. All right, Dave, I'll come find you. You got 5 and 20 dudes. Ladies and gentlemen. this first one. And so I'm gonna put this one here. Does that make sense? Yeah, I don't care if they're sitting right there.
Yeah, I'll just put it over here.
Right, I mean, some are close. We'll have to put it back. Right, exactly. That's good game, Charles. They've given me a long script. Can you believe that? Anyway, so I'm going to start reading some things, okay? You can listen if you want to. The winning coach and student athletes will come to the dais. The winning coach will make an opening statement. Then there'll be questions for student athletes. If you raise your hand here and the microphone will be right there, we'll pass that around to you. The microphone's critical because we're transcribing, so that'll be an email to everyone later. So let's try and talk into the microphone. Student athletes will be dismissed and go back to the locker room. Then the coach will be here one-on-one here. So then we also have a huge Zoom call. I see we got about 10, maybe 8 participants right now. So there will be that component in this new world. For those on Zoom, please keep your mics muted. If you wish to ask a question, use the raise hand function, and we'll call on you at that time. Then the winning coach will be dismissed, and the Gopher coach will come in after. Recordings of each press conference will be loaded to a Dropbox, so if you forgot something here, someone's recording it for you, and that will be upon the completion of the press conference. Chris Masters, the media coordinator, will have, if you have any questions about that. Transcripts will be emailed to you. As a reminder, the locker rooms are closed. That's why we get to see everyone here. If you wish to interview someone, Chris Masters can set that up. I would assume everybody's not having trouble getting into the interface. Following the championship on Sunday, awards presentation will take place at mid-court. Photographers will have access to the floor apron for that ceremony. The NCAA selection show will take place on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. Once the 68 team field has been announced that evening, media members may apply for credentials through the ncaa.com/media. For media members on site, we are pleased to offer you regular meals. Hopefully you're getting those. Does everybody know where those are? Did anybody get the roast beef and the onion stuff today? It was good. Anyway, maybe you missed out on the roast beef, but count that down for tomorrow. So we'll be getting started here as soon as we get participants. If anybody has any questions, my name's Pete Gorton, and I will be moderating until Sunday, until you kill me or run me out of town. I can work on that. I'll talk to Chris about getting that. We want to have that printed as soon as possible and get to this? Yeah, no doubt. No doubt about that. I'll talk to him about that. I'm also going to go watch the hallway for our coaches to arrive. Any questions right off the bat? Nobody has any problem passing the microphone? Okay, very well.
Got it. And we got no stats anywhere, right?
So
Your
don't
guess
ask
is as good as mine, guys.
Don't ask questions on that.
Stop double dipping. One dip and swipe.
You'll tell me when to go.
You're ready to go.
Right. Awesome. Well, first and foremost, I just want to say how proud I am of this group. They've been fighting, battling all year to win a close one at the end like that when obviously we lost Shea and Leilani fouled out. Can't say enough about our toughness. And we've been working on end game scenarios for about the last 3 weeks because we knew March comes down to ATOs and, down the stretch. And I think they handled it really well. I mean, Allie comes in the game not playing a minute and knocks down 2 free throws. So just really happy for them to get a win in March and excited to play a really good Michigan team tomorrow.
Hi, either of the players. I'm from the St. Paul Pioneer Press. Can you talk about the press and how you came out and how ready you guys appeared when this game started?
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about good starts, and we've really been practicing that because we know that we need that in March. But, yeah, I mean, we've been practicing our press and getting into it. We know that gets us going. So that was really important for us, and that was a key factor today in the win.
Yep, and that's how we like to play too. That's our strength. One of our huge strengths is getting up and people pressing, creating havoc, creating turnovers, and that was something we haven't been doing, before. But brand new start, new mindset today, and we did it, and we fed off each other's energy. So.
Players again. You lost to these guys twice. They were both close games. The first one was a crazy game. Were you determined not to lose to this team a third time?
Yeah, I mean, completely. Like you said, lost them the first 2 times. So we were extra amped up to get this win.
Kane Robb, Locked On Podcast Network. This is for the coach. Again, the press was consistent for a majority of the game. Fourth quarter, it seemed like you pulled back from it. Was there a reason for that? Just curious question for you.
Yeah, just the last 5 minutes. We didn't want to give up any open threes or any easy buckets, so we tried to contain them, keep in front, and we knew the only way we could allow them to come back in is if they hit threes or got some and ones, and unfortunately we gave up some threes in the half court as well, but we wanted to just kind of take it off and play half court basketball, and we were in foul trouble as well. She starts the press for us, so when she goes out, it's a little bit harder to press for us. Leilani, that is.
Cindy Smith, her hoop stats. You have another chance tomorrow to avenge a loss against Michigan. Any plans to do something different than the first time, or?
Well, I think Michigan is a really physical team, right? And I think the first time we played them really well in the first half, and then I think their physicality kind of wore us down. So we got to match that. We have to, be tough. We have to hit first, and we got to make sure for 40 minutes we're bringing it because that's what Michigan's style of basketball is. And I think we weathered the storm the first half, but we need to play a full 40 minutes of toughness. So we'll go back. They'll have some rest, and we'll go right back to the game film and try to figure out a game plan.
Thank you.
Coach, can you talk about your defense and how proud you are of them? Rose Mishaw came in this game averaging close to 15 points per contest. You guys held her to just 4 field goals. Was that a heavy importance coming into this game, limiting their inside touches?
Absolutely. And last game we played at our home arena, she had 31 on us. So she's a great low post player. She's obviously really physical, does a great job down low. So that was a big key to us to make sure we pushed her off the block and use our physicality. And I can't say enough about our post players. I think it was a solid effort, but not just by one, but we, even our guards got down there and mixed it up a little bit with her. But that was a total team effort down there on the block.
Can't help it from the start being here in Minneapolis. Obviously, when you go into a game, you're confident in your game plan. Even having said that, were you surprised at how effective that press was in the first 7 minutes of that game?
Honestly, it was kind of a mirror of the first game that we played them. They turned it over in the first half, and then they kind of calmed down. So for us, we knew we could get after them and pressure them and kind of expose their experience a little bit here in March. And I thought our team did a really good job staying on their feet and corralling them into traps and honestly not falling, and a lot of good job from the back row of our press coming up to get those steals. So credit total team defense for that, no doubt.
Thanks. I was wondering if Carolyn, if you or McKenna could talk about the inbounds play on the 3-point. I mean, that ended up being maybe the biggest basket of the game.
Yeah.
Is that what you were aiming for there, or?
Well, honestly, I thought she got fouled before, so on the layup, I thought we were going to have 2 shots. So I guess it was good for us because we ended up getting the 3-point shot. But that's a play that these two work on a lot. And Leilani was out of the game, and Shania threw a great pass. But that was a read by her. McKenna made a phenomenal read and bumped it and came right back to the ball. So that's all her.
All right, let's do a follow-up question here.
Is your point guard okay?
She'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we're going to go to Zoom call with Andrew Clay at WTAJ. Andrew, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hey, Coach. My question for you is, given the way the regular season ended, what were your talking points to the team coming into this one on that losing streak?
Well, first of all, we just wanted to lay it out all in there. No regrets. Leave everything out on the court and play with passion, have some fun, play together. And when we did that today, we shared the basketball. We did great things. So for us, we just kind of want to hit the reset button, 0-0, new season, new mentality. And for us, this is a group that has a lot of potential, and we need to learn how to win, and we need to learn how to win close games. So this win is going to be huge for us as we move forward in the years to come. But that's their first postseason win, and once you get that monkey off your back, now we can keep going and keep building upon it.
All right, we'll have another question, this time from the Zoom call from Michael White. Michael White is with the Daily Collegian.
Hey, congrats on the win. This is for McKenna and Leilani. At the beginning of the fourth quarter, Shania had some of the biggest plays of the game, where she had that steal and then the fast break layup. She got the offensive rebound and then the second chance opportunity. It just seemed like that whole fourth quarter, throughout the whole game, she was one of the most important players of the game, but she's also been one of the most important players this whole season. Can you just talk about the importance she has had throughout for this whole team in the locker room and on the court all season long?
Yeah, CP, like you said, she had huge plays at the end, and she deserves so much credit for that, and was just working her butt off in there. And she's been doing that, too, in practices, in the games, and she's really kind of defensive-minded in that area, and she really likes to get up and pressure, and you saw that at the end. So she did a really great job. Super proud of her.
Yeah, she's one of our biggest juice leaders, so we know what she can do in that press, and when she's being physical and bringing it on defense, it gives her energy, and she got some offensive rebounds too because of it. She just showed out today, and we needed her to do that.
All right, hearing more questions from the room? Everybody all right? Any more questions from the Zoom audience? Michael White? Do you have a follow-up?
Yes, this is for Coach. You mentioned that full court press. It was reminiscent of the one you pulled out in the first game or a couple minutes ago. When coming into this game, how important did you think that was? How much of a key did you think that was going to be in order to come out on top tonight?
Yeah, we knew that, if we made it a half-court game, they were going to force it inside. And that's, what happened the second time we played them. They scored tons of points in the paint. We wanted to alleviate that and make it a full-court game so they wouldn't just come down and bury the ball inside. So for us, that was a huge key to our game plan. I think they executed it phenomenally, like I said, until we got in some foul trouble. But beyond that, I thought our team did great and made some great adjustments. We've been working on in practice, like they said, the last week, and we carried a lot of that over. So really proud of their carryover from practice.
We got another question from Andrew Clay at WTAJ. Andrew.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned Shay was going to be okay. Do you anticipate her being available tomorrow?
I'm not sure yet. Sorry, don't know.
All right, any more questions in the room? Any more questions from the Zoom audience? All right, thank you, ladies.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Minnesota's going to bring in number 10, Mara Braun, and 14, Isabel Bradwell. If you want another player besides those two, please let me know. We have a breakout room outside in the next room here that we can bring them to, and you can do one-on-ones with them separately. So
What were our numbers, Chris?
10 and 14.
Thank you. Perfect. Thanks.
We're going to bring Battle and Misho to the breakout rooms, and they'll be there in a few minutes. I'll let you know. Is that after? Correct. Correct. So you'll be able to do this, and then we'll do the breakout rooms.
10 and 14 is what I had.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we can take them either side. Yep.
I don't know who that is. Hi, Coach.
Hey.
Right here.
Hey. Oh, okay.
Or you can. They can flank you if you want.
No, it's,
We can move.
no, it's fine. It's fine. Isabel, Gradwell, Mara Braun. Mara Braun.
All right, we'll start with questions from the room. Oh, Coach, you want to give an opening statement?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure, why not?
So, you know, we talked at times in the first just how many possessions and how long postseason games are, and I'm so proud of the group for hanging in and believing that, and you know, it comes down to a late game situation after the start. Give Penn State credit, but I'm proud of how we battled. We've done that all year, and I cannot thank our seniors enough for what they've done, and for how you know they played this year, and we'll carry them moving forward with this group we have. That's a special group, and you know, obviously we learned a ton, and this is a group that's just going to only continue to get better.
Ahmad Hicks, Fox 9. For Isabel, Mara, you guys visibly frustrated here. Are you frustrated that the season ended the way it ended, or are you guys sad that it ended the way it ended? I guess just describe to me the emotions you're feeling after this game.
I think a little of both. We fought, we gave everything we had. We came back from a huge deficit early on. But I think the way we fought back, the way we came back, that just describes this team. It comes from leaders like Izzy, and, you know, we'll miss her a ton next year, and Cole, but, you know, that energy is what's going to keep us going for next year, and, you know, this is going to leave a big impact. We'll play with a chip on our shoulder a little bit next year.
Yeah, I would agree. Obviously sad. That was my last collegiate game with this group. And, yeah, I mean, when we had tied it up, I really thought we had it. So it was a frustrating way to end, but I'm really proud of how the team fought, even whatever we were down in the first half. I'm just really proud of them, and I know they're going to do great things in the future.
Coach, I know we talked about it a lot this year, but the turnovers, especially to start this game, the hole that was dug. I mean, as you look forward, I think one thing that anybody who watches this team knows they play hard all the time. But what is going to have to happen between this year and next year to take that leap in that department?
Well, yeah, I think that's something that we'll continue to work on through individual workouts, team workouts. You know, fundamentally just continuing to improve and continuing to get better as a group in that aspect. You know, and you know, it's you know, I think tonight you know, was an intensity. There was an intensity, and I'm really thankful that our group got to experience that. And now you know, obviously there's things that we work on and improve upon going in the postseason and summer and whatnot.
Mara, I mean, your first year is now done. Finished it strong. Can you just talk about, like, what are the top 2 or 3 things that you learned about this season that you'll be able to carry forward next year?
I think, I mean, this is a common theme, but especially as a freshman, just the physicality, the difference between, you know, high school, it's a huge jump. So that's something really going to be focusing on in the off season, and then just bettering my game and, you know, coach was kind of talking about this before, but every workout now in the off season, just remember this feeling, remember the hurt, and come back hungrier next year.
Ahmad Hicks again. Mara, this question is for you. You guys have laid a good foundation for what's to come, for recruits that are questioning whether to come to Minnesota. What do you hope they learned about your team and your program these last couple of weeks?
That we're a bunch of fighters, you know, no matter what, no matter how young we are, inexperienced, we're going to give a fight no matter what. It doesn't matter. You know, we're playing against 5th, 6th years. It's tough. You look at it, but, you know, we're going to give everything we got. We're going to go down with the fight every night.
Lindsay, one thing at the end when you came back, you didn't turn over the ball. I think you were stuck at 22 for a while. What else did you do well there to get you back in the game? I mean, you got some good open looks. And
Well, I thought defensively, there's a few really good possessions where we were able to come over. I thought our midline as the game progressed got better. So just helping, they do a really good job, kind of in the middle third of going ball screens, and so I thought our coverage got better. I thought that obviously we picked up and pressed a little more. I think that that was effective, and then. We had some possessions where we moved it. We played inside out, and we were able to play a little bit around Rose. Got some drawn kicks, some kickouts, and I know Amaya got downhill a few times. So yeah, both ends of the floor. I thought that we covered for each other. And offensively, we played inside out, drawn kicks. Defensively, we were there to help when we needed to be there.
And Mara, if I could ask you, Mara, sorry. You spend that much energy coming back, and then you tie it with 45 seconds left. Is the adrenaline running? Are you worn out? I mean, you do spend a lot of energy coming back, and I'm wondering how you guys felt at that point. Like Izzy said, I thought we had it.
Well, at that point, I mean, you're working so hard to get back, so it's like you got to find that second win, and when it comes down to it, you're going to do everything you can to win. We fought till the end. People are laying out everywhere, so I think you really just find that second gear.
Coach, speaking of the X's and O's, what did that press do to you guys all game long? And Penn State talked about them wanting to take away Rose Mishaw on the inside. She had 31 points the last time they played. What did that do to your game plan, and how did you guys plan to adjust after that?
Well, I thought that when we kept our spacing and we played, against the press with some pace, I thought we were able to break it. I thought that the times when we did turn over, a little bit back on our heels, and we were, we didn't provide outlets for each other. But when we did, especially after the start, I thought it got better as the game went. And yeah, obviously they were, they're aggressive, a little more three-quarter fronting on Rose, and so, so yeah, she gets a lot of attention from everybody, from every team. So, there was times when I thought we found her late. There's a couple times when. When we missed her. And so it's just, obviously that's something that, again, moving forward, that we'll continue to work on.
All right, we have a question from Michael White from the Daily Collegian. He is on the Zoom call. Michael, unmute.
Hi, this is for Mara and Izzy. Obviously, despite the 21-3 slow start, you guys did prove that you guys were fighters, and did a great job coming back, especially in that second half. Was there ever a moment where you guys believed that you fully were able to snatch away all the momentum from that Penn State full court press?
I think Izzy kind of talked about it early on. After she hit that three, I think we all kind of thought, all right, now it's go time. And then Rose made a really, really nice finish. And I thought we had it at the end. Rose got that tip. I tried to lay out just a little bit short, but I think that this team knows the whole time that it's never over till it's over. It's kind of been a thing going on all season. We fought back from bigger deficits, so I think just the whole idea of it's not over till the last buzzer sounds.
Any more questions from the group here? Any more questions? Well, I'm sorry, here's one. Theo France from the Minnesota Daily. Please unmute your microphone and ask your question.
Hi, this is for Isabel. You spent a majority of your collegiate campaign at Cleveland State, and you spent your last year here at Minnesota. Just put it all into perspective, how much this season has impacted you and the relationships that you built over the course of this year.
I mean, this is, sorry, this is, despite our record, this was like one of my favorite years as a collegiate player, just from my teammates, the coaches, just believing in me as a player, as a person, and really caring about me. I mean, coming in, I had reached out to the coaches, wanting to get closer to home, and Coach Weiss said, you know, man, I don't know, like, I don't know if you're gonna play a lot, but we would love to have you here. We love your experience. And she gave me a shot, and that was all I asked for. And man, I'm grateful I got this opportunity.
Any more questions from the Zoom audience? Any more questions final from the room? All right, thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you.